The Park Hyatt Bangkok is probably one of the laziest luxury hotel choices in Bangkok. But hold on, I don't mean that in a bad way like it sounds. I love this place, and I'm going to tell you all about it. If you're new to the channel, hi there, I'm Kevin, the Flip-Flop Traveler. If there's one thing I want you to know about my videos, it's that my opinions are honest and only my own. If you'd like to know more about the what, how, and why I do what I do, or a bit about me, scan the QR code to learn more. Have a look around the channel, there are hundreds of flight and hotel reviews to enjoy. This serene Thai luxe hotel review starts now. Welcome to Bangkok, a city that has evolved into my home away from home away from home. When it comes to hotels, selection, and value, Bangkok is the best city on earth. Honestly, there isn't even a runner-up in this race. Depending on how you count them, Bangkok has somewhere between 120 and 150 5-star hotels. And while I'm not going to do the actual math, it's very safe to say that the average nightly rate for them is definitely under $200, if not $150. So why did I say this is the laziest hotel choice in the city? Well, let me ask a question to anyone watching that's been here already. You have status with Hyatt, don't you? Hyatt has a handful of hotels in Bangkok, most of them very nice, but only one is an actual luxury property, and so it's simply the default for Hyatt's elite members. And in this case, I'm guilty of that exact same laziness. In the same price range as this Park Hyatt, you also have the Rosewood, 2 Kempinskis, a Waldorf Astoria, a St. Regis, a Peninsula, a pair of Anantara, Conrad, and Intercontinental each, a JW Marriott, and that's not even taking into account the big 3 in the city. The Mandarin, Four Seasons, and Capella, which are obviously a bit more. I think you're getting my point. In the land of luxury hotels, the Park Hyatt is a specifically unspecific and demure choice. But a good one, at that. The hotel is located on Phloen Chit Road, and is directly connected to the Phloen Chit BTS stop via an airbridge from Central Embassy. The exterior of the building is clad in aluminum tiles, which are meant to make a shimmering moire-like pattern, and if you look at the building from the correct elevated angle, which is kinda hard to do, you'll see that the building is actually designed as a giant figure 8, starting from the loop at the very top. Central Embassy, named such since the British Embassy used to be on this site, is the luxury shopping mall which takes up the first 7 or so floors of this building. Designed by London's Amanda Levitte and Bangkok-based Pi Design. Once inside, we get past a little bit of very well-concealed construction that was going on, and then you take the elevator up to the 11th floor where the reception area is. To get inside, there are 3 entrances. From the driveway, from the mall, and from the street itself. Let's take a look at the location, since with just about any hotel in Bangkok, it is integral to your experience. Located at the corner of Wireless Road and Phloen Chit Road, it's centrally located enough without the downsides of being like in Siloam, for example. Phloen Chit Road, just a few blocks to the east, turns into the famous Sukhumvit Road, which is famous for many things, among them traffic. Once you're there though, the traffic matters a whole lot less. From the hotel, it's a 5-minute walk to the Phloen Chit stop, and from there you can get just about anywhere easily and cheaply. Heading off of the elevators, this immediate area has the check-in reception desks, the concierge desk, and the bar each tucked away in their own spaces. There are quite a few hotels in Bangkok, luxury and otherwise, which when you enter, begin screaming, "You're in Thailand!" Figuratively, of course, well, in most cases figuratively, but that definitely is not the case here. Subtlety, calm interiors, and elegant modern Thai design cues are the name of the game here. If you've been to the Park Hyatt in New York, lucky you, you may recognize a bit of shared experience. And that is certainly since both interiors were designed by New York-based Yabu Pushelberg. Saying about the space, quote, "We found the perfect interior for Park Hyatt Bangkok is when all of the parts, the lighting, materials, space, texture, work as a whole, and you get this sense of calmness, of sensuality," unquote. Opened in 2017, the Park Hyatt has 222 very unique rooms. Due to the sculpting of the facade, there are hardly 2 rooms exactly alike. Let's go check out the gorgeous outdoor pool area. I'm trying to rack my brain, but I do think this is my favorite pool in Bangkok now. Perhaps with the Kim Tin Ma Lai as a close second. For me, this was a very unique stay. I was here for 3 nights. That might not sound like anything worth noting at all, but it's the first time I've stayed 3 nights in one hotel since before this channel started. I would never be able to publish hotel videos at all if I stayed at each hotel for multiple nights, due to the cost and the time involved. But the cost aside, I actually find that generally, my filming at one-night hotels is more comprehensive and focused than if I stay at a hotel for 2 nights. Similar to how when I'm on a cruise, I simply film way too much, because the perfectionist in me wants to film every freaking angle in every freaking lighting. But in doing so, I lose all sense of editing as I film, and so it just gets messy to put together. In the past year or so, if you've watched a hotel or resort review on my channel and felt, oh geez, some of this mishmash of panning to walking to still shots put together is not doing it for me, I guarantee you that was a hotel that I stayed at for 2 nights. Anyway, I just always wanted to explain that a little bit. For my stay here at the Park Hyatt, I forced myself to only film 1 day. I'll give you a glimpse of the bar before heading up to my room. By the way, if you're planning a trip to Thailand, I think I can help. The playlist linked above and in the description has 27 hotel and resort reviews in it already. 9 from Phuket, 9 from Koh Samui, and now 9 from Bangkok. That wasn't planned but worked out quite nicely. Plus I have 7 more videos coming in the next 6 months from Bangkok, Pattaya, Krabi, and Phuket. At the time of my stay, I was Globalist and was very lucky to find a Pay 2, Stay 3 rate. After booking, I applied a suite upgrade award to guarantee a Park Deluxe Suite. For a good minute, I honestly couldn't find my room, which was tucked away in the corner, literally in the elevator lobby, but thankfully there wasn't any noise issues. As we go inside, first you're in a small foyer area before leading into the living space. The rooms are dressed up in an aesthetic that I think I'm 85% on board with. My only concern is for a hotel that opened in 2017, I think that blonde wood paneling is going to age the interiors sooner than necessary. I'll put up the extra bits as we look around. Just to clarify for those that didn't understand, Globalist is Hyatt's top-end status. Normally, suite upgrades to standard suites are given at check-in if there is availability, but at various milestones you'll receive suite upgrade awards. Each one is valid for a 7-night stay and can be applied anytime between booking and arrival, as long as a standard suite is available, therefore guaranteeing a suite instead of crossing your fingers for one at check-in. My usage paid off because by the time I did check in, the only suite available was presidential. In between the living room and bedroom was the very nicely stocked minibar. And then we have the bedroom, definitely my favorite part of this suite. I've said many times before that I love Park Hyatt beds. They, along with Four Seasons beds, are consistently the most comfortable in my opinion, but this one was another level. It was so comfortable that I made sure to write down the name and model of the mattress and the topper. I love when rooms have good speakers in them. Honestly, I don't use them that often, but on the rare occasions that I do, there's nothing like having one that actually sounds halfway decent. The closet was ideal with plenty of hanging and packing space. Just past that is the bathroom. I don't think bathrooms need to necessarily have windows, but for some reason, this one felt like it really could use one. But of course, I understand why it couldn't in this layout. That aside, it's a fantastic bathroom. Brand standard Labo products could be found throughout. Enjoying the video? If you are, give the video a like. Go ahead. You know where it is. Yeah, just right up. Yeah, okay. Clicking that itsy bitsy thumbs up button will do precisely one thing. Ensure more people see this video. And it's free for you. If you prefer payment though, who am I to argue? My Patreon is also linked in the description. Thanks very much. And finally, the view. This is looking north. Okay, let's go have dinner at the Penthouse Bar and Grill. The space has 3 unique areas, and whereas the majority of the hotel is understated and serene, the spaces up here are certainly, well, stated. First, there are 2 spots that I wasn't able to visit, which were the Johnny Walker Blue Room, which of course features Blue Label cocktails, a concept which surely gives some of you the chills, as well as the regular cocktail bar. Otherwise, there's the grill where I had dinner and the rooftop lounge. The menu is a comprehensive mix of classics and steaks and different kinds of cuts. Originally, I ordered a crab cake starter, but they told me that the crab quality that day was not fantastic, so I switched to a Caesar. The Caesar was a bit meh. I'd say a supremely room service Caesar, not one worthy of a Park Hyatt restaurant or a steakhouse. 5 out of 10. The Penthouse burger that followed was a 9 out of 10, which devolved into a 6 out of 10. Let me explain. This is a Wagyu burger topped with onion jam, bacon, foie gras, fresh truffle, and Emmental cheese. Can you understand how it devolved yet? It was just way too much. That first bite was like, oh wow, this is incredible. By the third bite, I was wishing that it was devoid of all of the one note and heavy toppings. A first world problem if there ever was one. Note that they do have a burger on their lunch menu, which is much more standard than this one. Head one level up and you're at the rooftop lounge, which on a clear night would be a fantastic place to relax. During my stay, I think it was clear for around 18 minutes in total. The architecture is really cool though. The next morning we head down to the living room and then pass through to the embassy room. The living room is the all-day dining venue and the embassy room is a Catalan restaurant for dinner, not what I would have expected. But in the mornings, together they serve breakfast. The space definitely builds on the whole comfortable, poised Thai elegance seen throughout the property. My only bone to pick with the space, I'd estimate that around 2/3 of the tables are in the living room. Many in Asia love to have low chairs and low tables for dining, so I don't fault them for having it here. But I like proper tables. And there are proper tables, but if you come near peak times, expect that you're definitely going to need to wait for them to open up, as there's quite a few less of them than the living room tables. For the food on offer, overall, fantastic. We can split it into 3 parts. First up, we have the cold room, which was beautifully stocked with a small but well-curated selection. I'll talk about service as we look around. I find Park Hyatts, in service-oriented markets at least, to be trained very well on reading guests. They're often in tune with what type of service you need or prefer, rather than them feeling the need to give you an over-the-top high-touch experience. I love and appreciate this. I'm now realizing how long it's been since I've mentioned high-touch and low-touch, but I am squarely a thoughtful, low-touch kind of guy. Give me the handful of things that I actually need, and then after that, I'm good. It was clear here that all staff, especially at breakfast, were true professionals in this regard. Moving on to the hot part of the buffet. This is the only place that breakfast here loses points, so to speak, for me. It just felt like a very generic spread, which they felt they were required to put on. Considering they have an extensive a la carte menu as well, I honestly think they could have just not had a hot buffet. Or if they did have it, make a few truly unique live stations or something like that. If you have 15 authentically Asian choices on the a la carte menu, nobody needs generic vegetarian noodles. Here's the very good a la carte menu. I'll show you the dishes that I sampled in order from not the best to the best. First up, we have Kai Carte. I'll order anything with Chinese sausage in it, but this was, as it should be, quite basic. 7 out of 10. Next up, brioche French toast. Beautifully executed, but quite dense. 7.8 out of 10. Khao Kai Hiao, a Thai-style omelet, which never disappoints. 8.3 out of 10. Traditional eggs Benedict. I mean, just look at that sauce. I could make a video about that sauce. 9.3 out of 10. The 0.3 for also having a properly toasted English muffin. And last, the grilled asparagus and portobello on 7-grain rye toast with ricotta, pickled onions, and manchego. I'm not a vegetarian, nowhere near it, but if all vegetarian food tasted like this, I would follow willingly. 10 out of 10. And so, a well-deserved number 11. Definitely bolstered up there by the incredible, diverse a la carte menu. And surprisingly quick service from that menu as well. Oh, and after the first coffee that I ordered on the first day, I didn't need to order it again. It was simply brought out with a smile. It was wonderful. I have a feeling if I went back tomorrow and just sat down, an iced Americano would appear. Okay, let's have a peek at the spa and fitness center and wrap this up. The Park Hyatt is an easy choice. For some, the easy choice. For the prices they usually charge, in a global context, they are really hard to beat, especially when you find a deal like I did. For times when I'm in Bangkok not to film, will I be back to the Park Hyatt? Absolutely, because I'm Globalist and it's just worth it. If I wasn't Globalist, I'd likely hop around to other hotels in the same price range just to experience more. Not at all because this isn't a fantastic hotel, but simply because this city has too much to offer to not explore. I hope that makes sense. So, I really do hope that you enjoyed this hotel review today. If you did, please be sure to click the thumbs up button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on my twice weekly content. I'll see you next time in business class on Malaysia Airlines. Oh, and as always, thanks for watching until the end.